When my wife and I were first married, we owned a small coffee shop / restaurant, and every morning I would buy 2 different newspapers for our customers, the Toronto Star and the Globe and Mail. And what always amused me was that every morning there would be several women who would go to the horoscope page of each newspaper and compare the two, since they often conflicted. And so one day I just couldn't resist, and I asked them, well, how do you know which is the right one? And one of the women looked up at me smiling and said, whichever one sounds better. Now, it's human to want to know the future. We're probably the only species that even knows that there is such a thing as a future. And this was especially true in the ancient world, when one failed crop meant starvation and death. And so knowing the future back then was serious business. So much so that they would sacrifice their own children to supposedly find out. But God's people were to be different. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, Moses clearly forbade the Israelites from getting involved in all of that, because God had clearly said that if they obeyed him, if they faithfully followed his laws and decrees, then no matter what turmoil would go on around them, he would ultimately provide and take care of them. And so that was basically all that they needed to know about the future. And then in verses 15 to 22, Moses said that in time God would send his people, the prophet, who would guide them into all truth. And according to the New Testament, this prophet was Jesus. Jesus said that we can't possibly know the future, so stop worrying about it. If God can take care of the birds of the air, he can take care of you and I. Jesus said that if we build our lives upon his teachings and live them out, we will be like the wise man who built his house upon the rock, and when the storms of life hit, we will be able to survive. Friends, we don't know what the future holds, so let's live for God in the present, knowing that he will take care of us in the future. Thanks for watching.